we are at one of the largest black graveyard on Daufuskie Island, Maryfield, and here lies many of my family. First and foremost, right here is my baby sister. She died of cancer. We have a cousin, accidentally shot. My grandmother, who died of cancer. My mother, she was bedridden for 15 years. I was her caregiver. We have two cousins, the brothers to the young man who was shot, died different deaths. Then their mother, my mom's sister, many other family along the way here. This is one of my goals, praying that I can get the help to get these graveyards cleared. A lot of unknown graves are here that I'd like to get some markers and put names of folks so that the next generation and those to come will be able to recognize family. So this is a mission for me. And one I'm going to work very hard at accomplishing. Needing some help, but for what it's worth, I don't feel that folks who've worked all their lives, who've done so much, living on this island, burial resting sites should look like this. So with any help, I'd like to see this cleared, names put on markers, and maintain. There's so much stories behind these people that have given me so much pride, joy, and respect. Mainly respect is why I wake up every morning giving God thanks for being a part of them being my descendants who have given me so much. And even in their grave, they still talk to me somehow. You gotta keep going. And I do everything I can and hope that I can do more and thank them for having me. Just want to share that the love I have for the folks that have given me so much to be thankful for. I just want to let it be known that they deserve much better than what we have right now. And I know it's hard for the family to do this, but I want to start somewhere, and that's important to me. I grew up being told that one of the reasons we have some of the graveyard near the water is because living on these islands, yet a lot of people couldn't swim. Cross this water back and forth. Sometimes bad weather caused things to happen. They drown. So they bury them near the water because of where they ended, their life was ended. Now that's one of the stories I grew up with, recognizing. The African part, because there weren't a lot of stories for our family to tell us about those things. I mean, they were just struggling to keep us day-to-day living and surviving. So we were told just certain things. There were stories that kids weren't even allowed to be a part of, some stories, because they didn't want us to feel trapped or not aware of what they didn't know enough to tell us. So we actually learned things as we grew older more so than being younger. I asked my mom at one point if she knew anything about slavery. She said, "Gal, I don't know nothing about that." She said, "But I know a little bit about sharecropping." Her dad, my grandfather, they used to sharecrop on Bloody Point, where the beach is now at. But she don't recall even her being told about those stories, about what it was like to be a part of ancestors who were enslaved. My grandfather's side, he was not a talker about slavery time because his granddaddy was enslaved. And if you ask, you would get a little bit of little bites of story. But they did not, I just get overwhelmed knowing how they protected us from bad things that some of them had to go through. And all they wanted for us was to do better, have better. But you gotta be able to know what you need to get it. You just can't go around saying, "Oh, I'm a descendant of the African people, and I'm here for this reason. I'm from Africa." And I said, "No, United States. Your descendants are from Africa." And I think it is important that we learn about those things to pass on, because I think a lot of mixed messages in it. I hear some of the horror, but what about the good things that came out of it? That's what I want kids to realize, that I don't care how low down you can be, you can rise and you can benefit, but it's all in what your heart allows you to feel. If you feel anger, then you're going to go through anger. If you feel love, you're going to enjoy love. And if you just breathe and enjoy the fact that we really came from some very strong people. My grandmother's side, great-grandparents were Native American Indians. My grandfather's side was the Gullah folks. So I never knew I was Gullah. I never knew I was Native American Indian part descendants. And I love the fact that all these spirits just gives me so much joy, because I know hard time, but I've allowed myself to take those anger, those bad feelings, those rough days, and enjoy it in a way that no one can understand but you going through it. As one would say, until you walk in the shoes of someone, you should not judge them. So I look at what they've done to have given us what we have today. I'm honored, and they just deserve every bit of recognition, because without them, I wouldn't be here today.